Story number 2. John Fackler, we're going to go to you with story number 2. This is a piece of that's coming out of WSVN. It's Channel 7. It's the Fox affiliate down here in South Florida. I'll read you the headline and then the first couple graphs, Mr. Fackler, then I want you to comment. Headline, Paradise Lost. South Florida seniors struggling to keep roof over their heads due to rising housing costs. And then the first couple graphs, Mr. Fackler, Florida's housing crisis is putting the state's most vulnerable population at risk. While seniors should be enjoying their retirement, some are fighting homelessness and struggling to keep a roof over their heads. The golden years, that is what 82-year-old Gustavo Madrano and his wife were looking forward to when they moved to Century Village in Pembroke Pines 2 years ago. Gustavo Madrano, he says, I came here to relax. These are the last days of my life. I don't know how much long I'm going to be here. But the golden years is not how he would describe his life right now. He's afraid his money will run out because of the increases in monthly condo fees. Mr. Fackler, we've been talking about condo associations quite a bit. We've been talking about insurance prices and how they've spiked as a result of a combination of hurricanes, as well as the collapse of the Champlain Tower South in a place called Surfside, which is located on the Barrier Island in Miami-Dade County, and what it's done to insurance prices, as well as just insurance companies trying to make a profit. What do you say, Mr. Fackler? Is Miami-Dade County, is South Florida, it's still a place for retirees and seniors?
Yeah, this is a real problem for seniors. There was some really shocking statistics in this story. One of them was that approximately 20% of homeless people in Miami-Dade and 15% in Broward are seniors. And I was shocked by that number. I mean, I really couldn't believe it. And if you dig into the story, they talk about why. And a lot of people, let's say they're on a fixed income, $1,000 a month, which is a pretty low, but you certainly can't afford rent. What they're doing is in lieu of paying their rent, they're paying all their other bills, and they're sitting in front of some homeless place out in the cold and the bugs and the heat. And this is happening more and more. And when they go back and try to find out, why are you raising our rents? We can't afford this. And what's happening is the building owners are saying that it has to do with the insurance costs are going up. We can't handle them. And here's the thing, they're not lying. We talked about this on other programs. The insurance costs are affecting everybody, especially those on the building side and the project management side. So they're just trying to, they're trying to make their maybe even break even. So, essentially, this is why I was curious to bring Eleazar in on this. Done a lot of public affairs work. I'm just curious, is there any regulatory initiatives, whether by AARP or other senior groups, to get this, to kibosh on this, to get this problem handled? The problem is that seniors, it's a growing population. Population is growing very quickly. So this is a problem that's going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm just, don't know what they're going to do other than have some sort of regulatory initiatives on behalf of seniors.
Yeah, there's a lot of regulatory capture of the insurance industry of the state of Florida legislators, unfortunately. Not all of them, obviously, but in general, it's been not great. And the reality too is, the census is running for president, right? So there was a lot of performative legislation that was passed right before he went on the campaign trail that didn't really try to solve the problem as much as looked like it was solving the problem. And, we had a special session dealing with insurance issues, and they're as bad as ever, right? We've had like 2 or 3 of the biggest companies go broke since that special session, and we didn't even get a hurricane this year. If we got in a hurricane, I don't know where we would be, right? So we have a real big problem with the insurance in Florida, and we need a lot of different things to happen. There is probably a need for kind of an all of the above solution. There's been suggestions about you force the insurance companies to also sell sell car insurance to also sell home insurance. And that's worked in other states like Minnesota that did that. But obviously anything that you force the industry to do, you have to have buy-in from the elected officials to do it. And we don't have that.
Eleazar, I don't know if you have any opinion on this, but one of the issues we've kicked around this season of the podcast is Citizens Property Insurance, which is an insurer of last resort. It's basically a state of Florida insurance company to make sure people can continue to buy real estate. The real estate engine can continue to go. So one of the things we discussed is in places like Louisiana, the insurer of last resort actually charges a hell of a premium. Therefore, the private companies are able to come in and undercut the insurer of last resort and still make a profit. But here it seems like the insurance of last resort is actually cheaper than private sector, private industry. I don't know if you have any comments on that or any opinion on that, given the fact that insurance runs this world because we have no state income tax.
Right. There's cheaper and they have different underwriting standards, right? I have a lot of experience with some clients that are in the high-rise condo world, and some of them were just told by their insurance companies, even long relationships, we just want insurance, no matter the price. We just won't do it, especially with some of the new regulations coming up, unless you find some creative accounting for certain things. But, in creative accounting, I don't mean in a negative way. Like, it has to do with the replacement value of a new condo building is astronomical, right? It's huge. So like, if you are a new luxury high-rise condo building that is worth literally billions of dollars in the city of Miami, how do you insure that, right? Without really getting into a new way of measuring what the actual value of that condo is. So there's things you can do, but I don't really think that politically it would be acceptable to take away that option, because then people won't have the option, right? And then you can't get insurance, you can't get a mortgage, then it would affect the market, like you were saying.